Okay, so there's a question asked over email. It's from chapter 2, and they're asking us to solve, and we have a bunch of stuff on both sides of this equation here. So remember that the order of operations that you're going to use to do any kind of solving is our PEMDAS. So that's, we work within parentheses first, and then we deal with exponents, and then multiplication and division in order from left to right, and then addition and subtraction in order from left to right. So that's what PEMDAS stands for. Okay, so if I look in the innermost parentheses here, I see I have a 6 minus z, and those aren't like terms, so I would actually move outside and take a look at the next operation. The next operation I see is distributing the negative 5. Okay, same thing over in this parenthesis on this side of the equation. On this inside of this parenthesis, there are no like terms. So if I move out to the next grouping, which is this bracket, the first operation is doing this multiplication. Okay, so if I distribute negative 5 here, I get a negative 30 and a positive 5z. And I just want to carry the rest of the problem along as I do this. So I'm carrying the 5 and the 7 and this 7. Okay, do the same thing on this side. When I distribute 5 times 7, get 35z, and then minus 30. And carry the rest of the problem along. Okay, so now if I work on the inside of the parentheses here and here, there are like terms. So I can take, in this one, the 7 minus the 30, and in this one I've got negative 30 plus 4. Okay, so this side's going to become 7 minus 30 is a negative 23, and then I have plus 5z minus 7. On this side, 35z, and negative 30 and positive 4 is negative 26. Okay, all right, so now there's nothing left to be done on the inside of these brackets. So if we move to the outside and look again, the operation that's going to take precedence is multiplication again. So let's take this 5 and multiply it through, and we'll take this 7 and multiply it through. Okay, so 5 times negative 23, if I do it off to the side here, 23 times 5, 5 times 3 is 15. So I carry my 1, 5 times 2 is 10, and add 1, I get 115. So it's going to be a negative 115. And then the 5 times the 5 is 25z minus 7. On this side, when I take 7 times 35, again, we could do it off to the side here, 35 times 7. 7 times 5 is 35, carry my 3. 7 times 3 is 21, and add 3 is 24. So you're going to get 245z, and then minus the 26 times 7 is 6 times 7 is 42, so carry my 4, and 7 times 2 is 14, and add the 4, and I get 18. So this is minus 182, and then minus the 50. Okay, all right, so if we collect like terms on both sides now, we have constants over here, negative 115, negative 7, that's going to give me a negative 2, or excuse me, negative 122. Excuse me. So negative 122 there, plus this is a 25z equaling 245z. And then when I add these two together, I'm going to get a negative 232. Okay. All right. So at this point, we want to get our z's together. So I'm going to subtract 25z from both sides. Okay. So I get a negative 122 equals, this is going to end up being 220z when I do my subtraction, and then minus 232. Okay, and then I want to take this 232 to this side because I'm trying to isolate my term that has the z, isolate my term that has the variable. So if I add 232, okay, now I have 232 minus 122, so I'm going to line it up with the larger number on top. And so if I do my subtraction here, I'll get 110, and it's going to be positive. So I have 110 equaling 220z. And now if I divide by 220, then z is going to equal, and z equals this 110 over 220, but that'll actually reduce. And you know, if we keep reducing it, it'll end up reducing down to a 1/2. And I can just see that because I noticed that this number in the top is half of this number in the bottom. If you don't recognize that, you just start reducing things. So you say, I've got z equals 110 over 220. You can divide the top by 10, and you can do that in the top and the bottom. So if you divide by 10 up here, you're going to get 11. Divide by 10 down here, you're going to get 22. And then if you recognize that 11 goes into 11 once, into 22 twice, that's how you can get down to an answer of 1/2. So your answer here is just z equals 1/2.